These horsemen ride with the pistol on its side, with heads like thunder, the rock of your pride. We'll have no mercy for big, far and wide.
What's up, Whiskey Chaser fam? Welcome back to another video. We are here. Look at that beautiful sunset in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're on the Bolt, baby, the Yamaha Bolt. Got myself some gas cleaner here that I'm gonna just drop in here and try to clean up these injectors a little bit. Not planning on using the entire thing, just gonna use a little bit. This thing treats, I think it's set up to 21 gallons. I'm about to put about 3. So, bloop, 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 drop some in there. Be good to go, hopefully. Very excited to be back on the Yamaha Bolt. In case you didn't know, this was the bike that I didn't start the channel on. I started on the Sportster, but I've done most of my video content on this thing right here. And then I got myself a new bike. I got myself a Dyna, which I've been riding around, doing all kinds of fun stuff with. Unfortunately, the Bolt has been just a little neglected. And yes, I do feel bad. So don't come at me. Seems to be running a lot better now, except for the fact that the shifter is basically seized. All right, let's give her a rip. Oh yeah, feeling good, feeling nice, feeling all right. I absolutely love how this bike sits. Oh, I missed it so much. It feels so good. Sucks about that shifter though. I have to push it down and then pull it back up, or I have to pull it back and then push it back down in order to get to the point where I can shift again. That's kind of annoying. Man, we are riding right into this sun. That is no fun. See, I couldn't even see that red light. Oh man, trying to shift into neutral right now is terrible. No. Come on. There it is. 29,537 miles. Just for reference, when I bought this motorcycle, it had just over 7,000 miles on it, and that was about 2 years ago. Got the full stage 1 system, the bars, the seat, forward controls. We got the Dean Speed highway crash bar here. A lot of stuff. This is a fantastic bike. I love this bike so much. I really want to do some more with it on the channel. All right, you know what? I think that if I turn right here, we can take the nice back way, which won't have the sun in our face. Also, I feel like the shifter might be loosening up just a little bit, which is also good. I'll tell you what, this thing has come a long way from not running hardly at all when we first moved here to now. It still has a little bit of a stumble. Hopefully that cleaner will kind of get in there and get some of that stuff out. If not, I'm going to try to maybe run some seafoam through it or something. And worst case scenario is I have to buy some new injectors for it, which is about $100. I don't really want to have to spend that, but if I have to, I have to. But man, I miss these handlebars. I miss this seating position. This is what a ride around town bike is supposed to feel like. And I've ridden this thing all over the eastern half of the country. Been to Ohio, been to Tennessee, been to Florida multiple times, up and down, left and right. Went to Texas on this thing. Everybody's like, why don't you sell it? Why don't you sell it? Why don't you sell it? Try to earn a little bit of money off of it, put that towards the channel, blah, 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 blah. Why would I do that? I love this motorcycle. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to just give it away to the first buyer, first person that offers me a pretty penny. I want this thing to live forever. And so we started the restoration. We brought it back from the dead, basically. Or it wasn't dead, but it was dying. And now, look at us. We have a running, working bike. It's working well enough, at least, to get us down the street. And that's really all that matters. I'm going to try riding this thing to work, getting all of that fuel cleaner through here. Now that shifter is really bugging me. But it's shifting, at least. It's getting into position. Yeah, this bike is so cool, man. appreciate everybody who's new to the channel. If you've joined us over the last couple of weeks, you probably haven't seen this bike, but it's kind of what I built the entire channel on. I wanted to show off that even if you have a small bike, this is a 950cc, even if you have a small bike, you can still do traveling. You can still go all over. You can still get to where you want to go. Now, it might not be the most comfortable, for sure, but you can still do it. And that's what really matters, is getting out there and riding. That's what this channel was built on. That's what the entire premise of it was. What it was like to ride in New York City, that was the first part. And then once I started riding in New York City and I wanted to get out and explore, how could I explore on a city bike? How could I take something that was meant just to get around town, just to get a couple hours, not something that was supposed to go long distance, to take a whole day, to take multiple days, to go thousands of miles in one trip? How are you supposed to do that? Well, that's what it was here for. Now I've kind of graduated. I've gone up to a bigger bike. I have the Dyna, which is a 103, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Even the Dyna's not really a touring bike. It's not something that you're really made to go thousands of miles on, but I still did it. I did that, you know, and that was a piece of cake compared to this thing. Because once you get used to going thousands of miles on something like this, man, Dynas are nothing. That being said, if you are new here, if this is, you know, one of your first videos that you've seen, if you came and saw this channel from one of the Forgotten Angels videos and you haven't seen all the other ones that I have put out over the last couple of years, I would suggest going to check those out. My ride from New York City to Florida in under 24 hours. I did over 1,150 miles on this bike right here. I did it by myself. I left at midnight and I showed up at 11:30. That's what it was. It was hard. It was tough. But this baby did it just fine. Parker the Coyote and I drove from New York to Nashville. And on the way, we had some problems. Had some problems in Pennsylvania. Went through a massive rainstorm. This thing has an open air intake right there. And the oil in this thing looked like silly putty. If you've ever seen those Yoo-hoo in the glass jar, it looked like chocolate milk. It was so bad. One of the reasons why I believe that the injectors on this aren't working correctly is because of that trip. But we did it. Got all the way down there, went to Nashville, turned around, came all the way back. It was hard and it was tough, but we did it. The Bolt made it. So yeah, you would just go check those things out. I got a bunch of videos out there on long distance travel, small bikes. If you're curious about that, if you're wondering, can I do that? If you're kind of like questioning yourself, oh man, I don't really know if I'm going to be able to take my Sportster, to take my Rebel 500, to take, you know, these smaller city bikes and travel. Oh man, I want to go to the Forgotten Angels camp out in Tampa, but I live in Arkansas, or I live in Ohio, or I live anywhere. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. And I have video proof showing that you can do it. And also, while we're here, I want to go ahead and introduce this week's Patreon of the week, who is the best Patreon member ever, my mom. In case you didn't know, my mom is awesome. She's been a Patreon for a really long time, ever since I first started it. She listens to the videos in her car, I believe, on her way to work. And if you're listening to this, hi Ma, love you. So thank you to my mom for being a Patreon, and congratulations on being the Patreon of the week. If you're watching this coming off of the Forgotten Angels video in Florida, I had a little thing going on with my buddy David, aka a cog in the wheel. He was hit on his bike and unfortunately went down. Little update on him, he's doing fantastic. He's out of the hospital, which is amazing. I swear to God, this guy's a mutant. He's like Wolverine. He healed super quickly. Still has broken legs, still has some broken ribs. But you know what? He's doing really, really well. I want to thank everybody who went to his GoFundMe and out of the graciousness of your hearts, donated to him, to his recovery fund. He's got a lot of work to do to get his bike back in working order, but I have faith that he will. And then I think he's also going to be looking for a new bike. So keep your eyes peeled to his page for that. pretty crazy, man. This little 950cc's got plenty of power in it. It's got good pickup, especially on the low end. Low and mid-range is really where it shines. This thing has torque for days. I've seen so many people on these things that are doing burnouts, they're doing wheelies. It's a great stunt bike. It's kind of like a Yamaha version of a, kind of like a Dyna, but kind of like a Sportster at the same time. They're kind of like mixed. It's got really good balance. My good buddy Strayway Dave, who's on a Bolt, he is always stunting his, which is great. And then Tardy Productions, that guy is hilarious, and he's really good at doing wheelies on these things. All right, 65 south towards Nashville. I'm guessing that's where I'm supposed to go. We'll see. Hey, I gotta get the injectors cleaned somehow, right? That's the best way to do it. Right there! So long as I don't have to shift. Uh-oh, I see a Smoky. Better get off and take it easy before they come after me. You didn't see nothing. And if you did, no you didn't. Alright. Hey! Alright, rode the Bolt to work today, and I can tell you this thing is starting to run a little bit better. My gear shift has definitely loosened up a lot. It's feeling so much better. It is still giving me a little bit of an issue. There you go. We're getting there. It didn't die on me at all when I was on my way to work today, but it did just die on me there a little bit. Say die a little bit, like it can die a little or a lot. But look, it's getting back to normal, right? Still seems to be popping a lot, which I'm kind of wondering what is up. You know what? At the end of the day, we're gonna run this fuel system cleaner through here. We're gonna try to get these injectors cleaned out. I might have to change the spark plugs again, even though I just changed them twice. But I swear, man, we're gonna get this thing back on the road. We're gonna get it going. Look, I rode it to work this morning and it was about 40 degrees outside and it made it. It made it to work. Didn't have a problem. Did almost die. It was right there, but I didn't really stop at enough lights for it to be able to completely die. I always had the throttle on. I feel like we're almost there. The fact that the shifter is working again Oh man, so much better. Like, I can actually shift here. I wasn't able to do this the other day. It's getting close. It's totally getting close. I want this bike to be the best that it can possibly be. I actually just spoke to Lowbrow Customs today about a hardtail kit for this thing, because that kind of would be cool, in my opinion. They said they don't make one yet. I spoke to Mikey, who is the, I believe he's like the social media guy, and he said that they don't make one, but, you know, he gave me some suggestions to people who might be able to help me out here in Nashville. I don't know. I mean, it's a belt-driven bike. I would have to convert it to chain, but dude, how cool would this thing be? I don't really know how many hardtail Yamaha Bolts there are to have one. Especially one that's traveled halfway across the country and back multiple times. I think it'd be pretty cool, man. What if I did a hardtail? I'm so serious, man. Like, what if I did a hardtail in this thing? My buddy Chris, who also has a Yamaha Bolt, he got 6-inch extensions for his forks. I guess they didn't really make it out of a very good piece of metal because the threads weren't able to hold and they ended up breaking. But I feel like I know some people who I could get some really cool, good extensions for this thing. Ooh, my brain's doing math. It's doing all kinds of stuff, and I like it. Man, a Yamaha Bolt hardtail chopper. That would be cool. But do me a favor and tell me what y'all think about this. Is the hardtail Yamaha Bolt a good idea? Or is it just an absolute waste of money? Oh, I feel like it's a waste of money, but I also think it's the best idea ever. I would do so many things. Get rid of the freaking speedo, get rid of the turn signals, put 6 inches up on this front end so it sits up way higher. Woo! This bike rules! Everybody, thank you so much for joining me today and yesterday, all that good stuff. If you are new here, I really appreciate you subscribing to the channel, and I hope to make some more amazing content for you. If you have any suggestions of stuff that I should do, I'm totally down to listen to it. Drop it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the hardtail Yamaha Bolt. Should I? Should I not? I don't know, man. I'm trying to buy Parker a Grom right now, and that's getting to be up on the list, so who knows if that's actually going to happen anytime soon. I don't know if I could drop a couple $1,000 to make a hardtail kit, convert this thing to chain drive, take those rubber mounts out, put solid mounts in there. That's a lot. Plus, I got to get this thing running right still. So if you want to see all that kind of stuff, there's a huge list of things I need to do. I got the Sportster that needs to be done. I got the Dyna that needs some more work on it. And I got the Yamaha Bolt. Plus, we got the Heritage Deluxe that needs a couple things on it. We got some road trips to go on this year. There's a lot of things happening right now. If you want to see that, subscribe to the channel. Check out my links down below. I have a Patreon down there. You get access to Discord. You get just shout out Patreon of the week. Speaking of which, Patreon of the week this week is my mom, who is the best. Thank you so much for being my mom. Check out all that stuff, man, because this is a lot of fun. Mustang. Speaking of Mustangs, we got the Bullet Mustang 2008 Bullet Mustang that's going to be coming out and joining me here in Nashville. It's been at my mom's house in the barn for the last 6 years. It's going to come here. We're going to be working on that. We're going to be getting that thing set up and ready to go. And I'm going to be ripping around in the streets of Nashville with that thing. So if you like car content, if you like truck content, if you like motorcycle content, guess what? I got all three of those covered right freaking here. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Peace.